Hey people, Broken Puppet, got another video for you today. This one is a 3-for-1 deal. How to draw an old school rose, how to draw an old school pocket watch, and how to draw old school swallows. It's pretty cool. The designs work in just about any design you want really. They're great little background fillers or little side fillers. And that, you learn how to draw them, colour them, the works. And that's pretty cool. And another little heads up, and that by the time you're watching this, chances are it's already open. And that I'm going to be opening up a shop on Etsy.com. That's ETSY.com. And that, put in Broken Puppet, you're bound to find me. And that's going to have a bunch of tattoo prints and my artwork and stuff, all for sale. Very cool. And that, a lot of limited edition. Little preview here. So you can see, Jack the Ripper style, old school, Japanese style, skin up style, old school. That way I think. Yeah, you get the idea. I pretty much have a whole bunch of different bits and bobs on there, and that they're all very cool, all very unique. I spent a lot of time on them. I'm sure you'll love them. And that, so yeah, check it out if you get a chance. But for now, enjoy the video. Hope it helps, and I will see you next time. Hey people, welcome back. Like I just told you, today, old school pocket watch, old school rose, old school swallow. Very cool style. These sort of three things you can work into anything, so they're pretty awesome. And that, before we start, let's give you a heads up what I'm going to be using. Basic pencils. And that, when I go over this in pen, I'm just going to be using like a uniball pen. And that, roughly probably about a 0.5. And that, or a 0.8. You know, it's just a good pen for like doing the outlines. When I colour in, I'm going to be using tria markers. Which look like this. They're very cool. That's tria marker, T-R-I-A. Freedom tips. 1, 2. Put this bit on. And this bit, no, yeah, it comes off. And a fine tip. Very cool pens. And that, but I'm also going to be using, well, I might use, I don't know, pro markers or some flexi markers. Now, they all pretty much do the same thing. They're all just as good as each other. They vary in price though. Tria markers tend to be the more expensive. And that, in my opinion, your best bet, these ones. Flex markers, they've got a really good paint tip, really good colour. They colour just like the tria, but half the price. I know, crazy, right? Right. Okay, start off. Pencil. We're just going to plot out 3 circles where the stuff's going to go. So if we say a rough circle here. That's where a rose is going to go. We'll do our old school pocket watch here. I'm going to do it at kind of like an angle. And that, and we can have a swallow bird here. No, there's swallow bird there. I'll do two different swallows. So you see 2 different styles. And I'll show you a different style for the pocket watch as well. But we'll see. I'm going to start off with a rose first. And that, very, very simple. And that, you want to drop a line. What you want to do is you want to go up, curve out, and circle around and just join it up on the edge. So you'll see here. Actually, this time I'm going to go straight in the pen. I've done so many roses, I just did it straight away and you've got to see it better. Here we go. So if I go up, and around, and back around. See that shape? That's like the centre of the rose. And now I'm going to quickly do like 2 sort of sour petal bits, so pretty much the same kind of shape. Going out like that, come back around. But you want to stop a little bit early there. Make sure you stop before you get to the line of the circle, because we're going to do this. So you bring like a curve on that bit. So you don't want to go too far. Now just copy that shape, going out a little bit wider as you go out. Then come thinner as you get towards the end again. See? Nice little curve. Same the other side. Curve up, stop, line down, curve up, stop, like that. There you go, 2 done already. Now I'm going to do another one underneath. This one's going to go bigger and wider. And now when you want this to go further out then what you know this bit is here. You know your first, second line, and where this line goes, you want to put a line further out from that. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense with the size of the rows. So if you're putting that bit smaller, then it looks like the rows are getting smaller as they should be getting bigger. Just something to remember. Anyway, line out, up, down, line up and around. Okay, I'll just do 2 overturns. You can carry that going, you can do as many as you want, and that you just repeat the same process. Now, just going to bring a line up across here, curving up. Yeah, when I get here I want to curve the other way, just a slight bit like that. See? So up and curve. And then from the bottom, take a line out, curving down and nice, curving up to the edge. And that, then coming underneath, going wider as you go further out, and go thin just as you get to the edge. So you want the thickest bit to be here. That's like the bottom leaf. Then again, just make 2 circle bits, curving around. Simple. Then I'm just going to put 5 leaves around the outside, same kind of style as this you'll see here. So if we bring this out, I'm going to curve this around like that, bring that in, just make like a nice kind of shape for a sort of petal. Then once I get here, I bring this up around here, connect that up. It's like a little overturn on a petal. Then bring this back, up and down. Very simple. Same thing underneath, so just bring this curve. This one I'm going to curve inwards a little bit. See, so it kind of curves like that and then curves inwards. Then join up from the other side. Similar kind of shape. We're going to come here and I'm going to get to a little point here and we're going to curve it a bit. See, that point kind of curves it. Bring another leaf bit. Sorry, not leaf, petal. Curve out there. Join up. Nice little bend in. Same things before. Curve and curve. And this one, just join up like that. There you go. Basic, nice standard rows. And now I'm just going to put a few little detail lines. And that, like on this petal bit here, it's going to have 2 lines curving up. One there, one next to it, one little flick here, one little flick there. Just going to do the same on the other sides. Just little flicky shape bits, a couple of them joined up to the edge, a couple of them not. These are just little detail bits. You can do these anyhow you want, or you can just completely leave them out. It makes no difference really. It's all up to you for this. So yeah, there we go. Flick, flick, and another flick. Flick, flick, and another flick. There we go. Just little detail bits. Right. And then a few of the leaves will fit. Just bring a line out, curve the other way. See, like a bendy one. And as you go back, you just want to go a little bit wider. So you just mirror the same line, just kind of a bit wider. From the edge here, curve out, curve in, just like that, like a little flick bit. Then bring like off that another kind of flick, like that, and then a bigger circle, joining up to the edge. Same as on the other side. So it's sort of little flick shape, little flick, big flick. You can do this as many times as you want. I'm just going to do a couple. Flick, flick, flick. Flick, flick, flick. It's going to do 2 kind of little shoot out bits as well on either side. You can vary them up anyhow you want. It's just like a little leafy detail bit. To do that, just bring a line out and just as you draw the line back the exact same way, just go a little bit wider. So I've got 2 on there for now. I'll leave it as 2 for now. Right, so that's basic standard for the rows, and now we're going to go on to the pocket watch. Now the pocket watch, this one's going to be an angle, so you want a nice even oval shape. So just get your pencil and just keep lightly drawing, just flicking your lines until it looks about right. You know, a nice oval. You want to just get like kind of as even as possible, really, because if it's not even, it's not going to look even. Yeah, pretty much self-explains it, doesn't it? Right, anyway. Yeah, then mirror that image, that oval, on the inside. Just mirror that around. So kind of like that. And then on the edge here, because it's at an angle, you're just going to put like another little bit just coming off of that edge. So see when it gets there, you just like a little over bit, and down here, just the same line, but just edging up here. It just thickens up that back bit. Now that's the basic shape for it. And now what we're going to do down the middle, draw a line like this. See, not exactly straight. You want it to kind of curve with the oval. And now because this bit is kind of 3D, kind of making it look like it bumps up a bit. I know most pocket watches don't, but it just looks cool. Trust me. One across the middle. So we've got 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what you want to do, you want a line going this way and a line going this way, but you want it to even up in 2 sections. So if you imagine dividing this into 3, so start a line, say here. 1, 2. So you see we're sort of dividing up to 3 triangles. And that, you'll see why I'm doing this in a sec, it makes sense. Right, there we go. Now what we've got 12 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that. So from that we can put the numbers in the right places. And that. Very simple, very easy. From the top, just bring like a little curved bit like this. So like that. And then bring another that's the exact same, but just a little bit smaller on top of that. Like that. A little bubble in the middle, like a little ball shape. And then bring a kind of circular shape here. Like that. We're going to have a chain coming off of that. A few little detail bits if you want to put them in. And that, just bring here, like a circle shape, get to a point, or go from this point here, curve around, and go wider, see like that? And then join the line down like that. And do the same thing the other side. And just bring 2 little bits like that. Just makes it a bit fancy at the top. You can do that other bits around it, but for now we're just keeping it fairly simple. On the inside bit again, you do 2 more oval circles. This one very, very close to the edge of the last one we've done. This one you don't have to, but you'll see why I've done that in a sec. And then the second one smaller on the inside. This one can be quite tricky because you want to get this one even with the shape of the object. But the best way is just to keep flicking it with a pencil. You know, just keep flicking until you get the line in the right place. You know, if it's a bit too much on the inside, just keep flicking it out until it gets a bit wider. See? Very simple. And that, now, what I'm quickly going to do is I'm going to quickly just go over that edge. And that, well, when I say edge, no, I'll put the detail bits in first with pencil so you can see. So you know exactly what to go over. Now, this top centre one, remember that's going to be 12. I'm going to do this in Roman numerals. And that, you can have them facing the same way, or have them curving around. And this one I'm going to have curving around. And I'm going to make each number that almost that distance between that smaller circle and this centre circle. That's why we've done this one. And that's, so if you imagine from the first one here, 1, you got 2 lines, 2, 3 lines for 3, 1 line then a V for 4, just a V for 5, little lines around the outside, little detail ones, a V, like 1 for 6, and V in 2 lines for 7, V 1, 2, 3 for 8, 1 line, X for 9, X for 10, X1 for 11, X 2 ones for 12. See, going around the circle shape, very simple. And that, just remember you want the letters to kind of curve. If you're doing a curve, make sure you know you got on the curve with the exact line. And now don't sort of right here and sort of do line this way, because it'll be uneven. You want to follow those lines we plotted out, the 12 lines. And that. Now this bit's in, I'm going to go over the line work. Now the lines I'm not going to do are the centered ones, you know, like these guidelines. And now I'm going to colour in all the numbers, the out-shaped lines, and then we'll do the other bits. But you want to do this little dot in a moment in the centre, just so you know where that is. Right, back in a sec. Right, so as you can see, drawing out the basic standard. I didn't join this bit up because we're going to do like a chain bit going around here. And that I'll show you that in a sec. I'll do like a really nice, easy, simple one that looks good. But for now, we're going to put in a time. And that, so let's just say, I'm going to say 5 o'clock. So big hand, big line going this way. Go back, little circle shape. You see, just like a little, very simple. Now on the end, I like to do a line, a thick line, then a little line, just like that. You can do these anyhow you want. You know, I recommend doing them different ways. And that, then having one going up. This one I'm going to have kind of diamond shaped, so I'm going to curve out and curve back into it and black that bit out. You see, like that? And I'm going to do the same bottom, line, thick line, and line. Simple. And that's the time bit. Now for the chain, this one I'll do a simple chain, and this one is literally just a collection of circles. So just keep circling. Now your best bet is sketching out a line you want. So this one I'm going to have curving this way, like that. You see, nice simple curve. And then just keep doing circles, with the circle being in the centre of the line. You see? Now you change your chains you can usually have going anywhere. You can have it sort of curving and eventually just hiding behind something. I like my chains that go somewhere and they sort of do something when I get somewhere. Like a lot of time I had the swallow, I might sort of have the chain sort of like a collar, you know, sort of attaching around the swallow's neck. But no, yeah, actually I'll do that this time. Yeah, but for now we're just sketching the swallows. Swallows, real simple. Circle shape for the heads. And a big circle shape like that for the body. And that. Now the head will be a bit higher, so you want to draw the body shape a little bit lower. So if you imagine the centre line from the head, you want the body a little bit lower. Now easiest way to start these off, start off with the eye. I'll go straight in the pen for this. Take a see it. And that simple way of doing it, do like a dot and then connect from that dot, curve up a little bit and curve back. Now you want this to go down a little bit into the circle and that. And now directly in front of the face, little triangle shape, and then like a little sort of curve on the top. That'll make like the bird's mouth. Then curve that circle in the circle bit, curve around, then stop just a little bit early that line. You see, so there's a little gap there, and that, and you'll see why in a minute. Now the line we've done from the eye is going to give us the position for the wing. Now the wing on this one we're going to do is curve up and curve the other way and then flick it out. See that shape? So you curve up inwards, curve back around and curve out. Now we're going to join it up and we're just going to do the same similar shape on the inside. See, like that? So you're following the same kind of shape, just leaving a gap and joining up at the ends. Now me, I like to do 2 rows of feathers. These are really simple, just circular flick like that, circular flick like that. Just keep doing that all the way down. You can make the lines join up with the edge, or you can leave like a little gap. Doesn't make too much difference. Just remember, the ones on the outside you gotta make longer. But nonetheless, join them back up. And that. Now from the line we've done here for the heads, just follow that back of the body and curve that line like that. See? And then just bring another wing up here. Just do this the same way you've done the other way. See? The same kind of shape, and just 2 rows of feathers. Simple like that. Great. And now the body is going to curve that way and curve like that. So if you sort of bring down the bottom jaw bit to a point, you bring that belly, curve around that bit, so roughly we get about here. And now we're going to bring in the tail. Now the tail can start anywhere from this back feather, curve nice and up to a point, and make almost like a V shape here. So can back up to that, connect out there, and join that up. That's a very traditional old school swallow. Now I'm going to do another one on the other side, slightly different. So you've got 2 variations. Again, circle, circle for the body, and that. This time I'm going to do a little dot for the eye, and this time I'm going to curve around it. Come to a point, then curve back out that way. You see? So curve to a point, curve out. Now this one, the wing's going to be going the other way. So the wing's going to be coming down this way and coming out like that. See? So it's the same wing, just in a different direction. So bring in 2 rows again. Just like that. Bring in that little nose again, little triangle shape, circle bit, line through the middle. Same way I've done the head, curve that line across into a point like that. And then for the bottom of the jaw bit, curve like that, curve for the body. Now this is where it gets a bit different, because you've got to remember this wing isn't covering up the body bit now. So we've got to make this body shape. So what we're going to do here, where you got that circle, see for the body shape, the circle we have here, bring this, and as you get to the ends, curve it. And then bring this line across here, but crossing through the body. So if you imagine this bottom bit's going to be like his belly, and the top bit's going to be like his tail. This one I've done a little detail. You see, like, you bring it back, and when you get to the point, do like a circle shape, and bring that out. And then you do like a wing, the other side. So now I'll go over it in pen. There you have it, that's the basic line work. Now, like I said, with that chain, I'm going to bring this chain up. It's going to attach to a little tool collar bit. I'm going to like kind of pinning to his bit here. Ideally, I should have drawn this in before, but just going with the flow on this one. Just making this up as I go along. Like a little collar bit. No, you ain't got to do that, that's just personal preference. I just like the chain to have something, to be doing something. Then just take your rubber, rub up the edge. And now it's time to colour in. Right, so colouring in. Very simple on certain bits. Start off with the rose. Get a red. You want a red and a nice light pink if you got one, and possibly an orange, yellow and green, and that. I'm going to put like a little light effect on the leaves, on the petals. Now this looks really good and real simple. So from the side here, bring a little line upwards, down a little bit, and then curve with the petal. Bring that line. Now you want to make this quite big, because you're going to make another line with a pink on the inside. Then just colour around the edge. These ones are the flexi markers. Flex rather. They're really good. They just put in like the colour so bold and solid. When doing this, you might, if you're using a book like I am, do what I do. Get like a spare bit of paper, put it underneath. It stops it going through to the next page, because it does bleed through a bit. But if you ain't got these markers, anything works. You know, you can use pencils, paints, whatever. These are just something that I like to use. I've done the same thing here. You see a little flick, and then following the petal shape around, following the outside, and just leaving that bit white in the middle. There's many other ways you can do this. This is just one of them. That's it for the petals. And that, the inside bits, it's going to do a circle there that I'm going to leave out. And the little kind of rectangle shape there I'm going to leave out. The rest I'm going to colour in, except for the overturn bits and little insides. Those we're going to do a different colour. So, just a faint pink line there. And remember, you don't want a strong pink, just like a nice cool pink. And that, this will just kind of blend it in a bit. There you go. It's a nice little pink line either side, just following the same shape. Orange. I'm just going to colour in all those little overturns. Now the inside bit of the rose, these little bits you can do any colour, but I like to make them bold green, so it just makes it stand out. You know, not a lot of people do it green. I just think it looks really cool sometimes. And that, but you can do it, and often I do it black, you know, brown, you know, whatever colours. But for this time I'm just going to put a bit of green in there. Now I'm going to get me a black and a brown. Now here, I'm just going to put in some basic shade work. So with the petals, I'm just going to do like a little circle on the inside bit. See, like a little curve on that inside bit. Then just fill in this little gap here. Same on this side, just like a little curve. Little curve here. Little curve there. Just do a few little bits on the bits that kind of overlap. So a little line under this middle petal. There we go. And then the brown, I'm just going to do a little bit wider, a bit further on from that. Now the brown kind of just mixes in with the red and just like darkens it up. It makes like a shadow. Now if you've got a darker red, you can use a darker red, or if you've got like a grey, you can go over it in a grey. Or if you're using pencil, just like blend it out. Yeah, and that's basic colouring for the rose. And that I do the leaves afterwards. They're just simple. We're going to the pocket watch now. Get a yellow. Colour it in on the outside bit yellow, but when you get to the top I want you to flick and stop. So you want a white space here and a white space here, so you just flick it until it stops. If you're painting, just stop painting when you get there. Pencil, just shade it out. Same for that little bit there. The little side bits I'm just going to colour in bold. Right. Then bring in an orange. Now this orange, I want you to, if you imagine cutting this middle bit in half. See, we're cutting like, you know, one half of it. So just flick it out one half away, and that. But when you get on the other side, and we're doing the inside because we're doing the shading around the other way. This bit, like that. And I'm just going to get my pen, and this is like another little detail bit. This line's going to go up, and curve down around. I'm just going to flick out my black. This just gives like a really cool little shadow thing. It makes sense once it's done. Just hit that with a little bit of brown. And then I'm just going to fade it out to orange and then yellow. It's the easiest way to mix these, just go through each shade. And now yellow. See, it blends out. Now the centerpiece, I'm going to do in a really light blue. Now I'm going to leave a few little bits of highlights. So if you imagine, say a circle bit there, circle there, a little curving rectangle bit there. Then the rest I'm just kind of flicking. You don't have to colour this bit in solid. Sometimes it looks cool to just flick it, you know, bits in here and there. Yeah. If you don't want to, like, you know, colour this in pen around this bit, just be careful not to go over the pen too much. And that, sometimes with certain pens you can kind of get a bit of ink bleed from them. So you kind of flick it out and you get a little bit of dark from the blue, which can sometimes ruin it. So do just be careful. Yeah, just like that. Simple, eh? Almost flying through this. Right, now the chain. Colour the chain in solid yellow. While I'm out, I'm just going to colour in his beak yellow. There we go. Grab your orange, and then just do a little curve on the bottom of each circle. Simple. Now I'm just going to quickly colour in the leaves. And that for this, just colour in. Yeah, we should do this one almost bold. That line in the centre, just go around that line. Well, just go around the edge first. See, like that. You know, up to the edge of the line. And then just work it until you get like a nice little curved shape. like a little highlight like that, and just leave that as the highlight. Do the same on the other side. Just colour that centerpiece and the two side bits orange. You can do them yellow or another colour. I just picked up the orange because the orange was here. Right, that's these two coloured. Now we're going to do the swallows. Again, this one is really down to personal preference, but I like to do my swallows like blue on the top and like a sort of a mixture of, like, you know, orange to yellow on the bottom bit. So what I'm going to do is going to get my blue. I'm going to colour the top. This mouth, this little gap in the mouth, you want to flick it to the edge and stop. I'm going to flick it there. Flick it down. I'm going to leave a little highlight bit on this bit of heads. Don't have to, that's just something I just decided right now. And just flick out from this bit, and again I'm just going to leave like a little white bit in the middle. Now don't panic, I am going to smooth that out with a lighter shade of blue. And I probably will go black from the tail. And so bring in my lighter blue. And just blend it out. And just going to bring in a little bit of black from that tail. A little bit from that corner. A little bit from this corner. And just get my dark blue and just work that into it to blend it out. Again, using pencil, just go darker there and blend it out. Like that. And now I'm going to go orange. I'm going to bring an orange line on the inside bit here. Flick down a little bit. I'm leaving quite a big space between here and the bottom of the swallow, because I'm going to work my yellow into it. See yellow from the bottom? Blending into that orange. Just like that. The wings you can do however you want, but generally I like to match up this bit of the wing with the back. And then just using a grey, putting a bit of shadow on the wings. Just imagine bringing this line around. Like that. Simple. And now I'm just going to do the other one very similar. Do the same colour scheme. Actually, no, I'm not going to do the same colour scheme. I'm going to do this one different. I'm going to do this one brown to show you the difference. Brown on top. This one I'm going to colour nice and solid. I'm going to hit a red in the middle. Just going to put some dark shading on the inside this time rather than just grey. So I'm going to have a black and I'm going to blend it out with the grey. Just like that. You see, I'm simply by changing up the colours. See how different effect it gives? You see, it's almost kind of almost like a robin now, you know, like brown with a red. You know, it's an old school design, but you can change it up so easily. Now I'm just going to put a few little detail bits in the background. You know, put a few clouds in. Clouds are pretty much just like semicircles, just piled up. Just keep them little flicks off of them. Eventually just work into a kind of fancy shape. Bring it up. Feel a little bit of rain in the background, just little flicks. You can also do like a bit of shadow as well, so just follow the bottom of the shape. See, go up there, shadow a bit there. Just follow the basic shape of the chain, just doing circular bits. See, just a little bit of shadow. And there we have it. How to draw old school rose, old school pocket watch, old school swallows. And that. Good thing about these sort of things, you can really work these into anything. You know, if you're doing old school style, these, any design. Pocket watch, almost any design. Roses go with absolute everything. And that, you know, repeat this, you could have like another rose over here. You know, they're great little background fillers. If you know raindrops, there's always a cool little background effect. And it just literally just flicks in the same direction. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much how I'll do it. And the broken puppet. I hope this helps. And that check out my Facebook page. You know, broken puppet, easy to find. You see all my other stuff on there. Like I said in the intro as well, I'm opening up a shop. Chances are, by the time you watch this, it will be open. And that, so yeah, check out for that on Etsy. And that. Gonna have lots of really cool prints and designs on there. Some limited edition stuff. It's really cool. So check that out. And if you join out to my Facebook as well, you can have a whole bunch of sort of competitions and stuff, you know, to win free bits and bobs. So follow me on there. Hope this helps. I am the Broken Puppet, and I will see you next time.